Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson, where we are going to discuss about cells. We have learned that every living organism is made up of cells, just like how a wall is made out of bricks. A living organism is made up of cells, so cell is the basic unit of life. In this topic 2, we are going to do a review of the cell structures and functions. In this chapter we have 4 subtopics. Subtopic 1 is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Subtopic 2 is structures and functions. We will focus on cell membranes and organelles. Subtopic 3 is cells are grouped into tissues. And for subtopic 4, we will learn cell transport. But in this video we will focus only for subtopic 1, which is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. We have 3 objectives to be achieved in this subtopic. First, you will be able to state the 3 principles of cell theory. Second, you will be able to explain the structures of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Third, you will be able to illustrate and compare the structures of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Okay, first we will learn, what are the 3 principles of cell theory? What are the 3 principles of cell theory? First, all living things are composed of cells. It means all living organisms are composed of 1 or more cells. Second, cells are the structural and functional unit of life. The cell is the fundamental unit of structure and function in living things. Third, all cells come from pre-existing cells by division. It means cells arise from other cells through cellular division. There were a few scientists that contributed to the development of cell theory. They were Robert Hooke, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, Matthias Schleiden, Theodor Schwann, and Rudolf Virchow. Now we will look into the structures of prokaryotic cell. First we look at prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells are cells that do not have a true nucleus or membrane-bound organelles. A prokaryote is a unicellular organism that lacks a membrane-bound nucleus, mitochondria, or any other membrane-bound organelle. Eukaryotic cells are cells that contain a nucleus and organelles, and are enclosed by a plasma membrane. Prokaryotic cells are not as complex as eukaryotic cells. They have no true nucleus, as the DNA is not contained within a membrane or separated from the rest of the cell, but is coiled up in a region of the cytoplasm called the nucleoid. Using bacteria as our sample prokaryote, the following structures and organelles can be found in bacterial cells: fimbriae, pilus, flagellum, glycocalyx, nucleoid, ribosomes, plasma membrane, cell wall, mesosome. Like a prokaryotic cell, a eukaryotic cell has a plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and ribosomes. However, unlike prokaryotic cells, eukaryotic cells have a membrane-bound nucleus, numerous membrane-bound organelles, including the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, chloroplasts, and mitochondria. This photo is the structure of animal cell. Plant cells have a cell wall, a large central vacuole, chloroplasts, and other specialized plastids, whereas animal cells do not. If you take a look at prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells side by side, you can see a number of differences. Look at the table to know more the comparison between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Now you know what are the differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, also what are the similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells.
On Earth, there are 2 major types of cells: prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells are the simplest and most ancient types of cells. They were the only form of life on Earth for billions of years before eventually giving rise to eukaryotic cells. If you take a look at prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells side by side, you can see a number of differences. To begin with, prokaryotic cells are a lot smaller than eukaryotic cells and have a simpler structure. But bear in mind that this simple structure is actually a good thing for prokaryotes because it allows them to reproduce very quickly and very effectively. If you were to look inside a prokaryotic cell, you would probably be surprised at how simple it is. For example, prokaryotic cells lack a nucleus. In fact, the name prokaryote actually gives you a hint about its structure. Kary means kernel or nucleus, and pro means before. So basically the word prokaryote means before nucleus. The inside of the prokaryotic cell is basically an open unit with no compartments. There are no membrane-bound organelles. However, small structures called ribosomes are scattered throughout its cytoplasm. The cell's DNA is located in a region of the cytoplasm called the nucleoid region. The nucleoid region is not the same thing as a nucleus because it's not enclosed by a membrane. Prokaryotes also have a cell wall that surrounds the plasma membrane. The composition of the cell wall depends on whether the cell is an archaean or a bacteria, but basically it consists of complex polysaccharides. Prokaryotes also often possess one or more flagella, which are used for movement. In contrast, eukaryotic cells contain a membrane-bound nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles. The name eukaryote also gives a hint about its structure. Eu means true, and remember that kary means nucleus, so in essence the word eukaryote means true nucleus. Eukaryotic cells are larger and much more complicated than prokaryotic cells. However, they do share a few things in common with prokaryotes. Let's take a look at a Venn diagram to compare prokaryotes to eukaryotes and to also see what areas they have in common. Let's start with their commonalities. Both prokaryotes and eukaryotes have DNA as their genetic material, have ribosomes, have cytoplasm, and have a plasma membrane. Now let's look at some of the ways they differ. Prokaryotic cells are the oldest type of cell. They're small and relatively simple. Eukaryotic cells evolved from prokaryotic cells later. They're larger and much more complex internally. Prokaryotes lack both a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Eukaryotic cells have a nucleus and also contain organelles. Prokaryotes are single-celled organisms. Eukaryotes can be either single-celled or multicellular. And finally, the DNA of a prokaryote is usually organized as a single circular chromosome, while the DNA of a eukaryote is organized as linear chromosomes.